Hey everybody, it's Rob Fulmer. Stay tuned and listen to the end. We were talking about creativity on the show, and I just happened to catch a clip from John Cleese, and I thought it was interesting as it pertains to creativity. Thanks. Okay, it looks good.
One thing I know is I'm looking good. I didn't put any product in my hair. Took a shower, just brushed it out.
Yeah,
It's looking pretty good. It's a little flyaway.
I just shaved my head.
Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling all
Alright.
right. I'm feeling good.
I mean,
Good enough.
you're back.
I have
sick.
my hot coffee, even though it's in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a cold beverage.
True.
I have a Dragoon Brewing Helles with a skeletal horse, and I don't know what's going on with it. Lightning bolts, and it's very metal,
It is.
new metal. Not sure. That seems to be a departure from their.
They have a very standard look, which I certainly appreciate. I like breweries where I can look at the fridge and see exactly who made it. On the other hand, there is definitely a place for going outside that box. I have a Fuzzbot Brewing Dino something.
Yeah, they have got a few of those. That is Scott Searles,
Yep.
formerly of Bell's, formerly of, I don't remember where else.
Founders?
Yeah, you're right. And
Teabag?
contracting that through
12 West.
12 West. I haven't had it. I was gonna
He
pick it
has
up.
recently opened a tap room in Awatiki.
Oh, that's right. Which was formerly.
It was a 12 West. It was a Whining Pig, and he's taken it over and done a lot of remodeling and made it his own.
All right. Well, I have to check that out.
Yeah.
I intended to do some more things last weekend. Today is Monday. But I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, so I didn't venture out very much.
We had a relatively rough weekend at the Bauman House as well. Friday, I was supposed to have a meeting with Locals First, AZ, and I went to a thing in the morning called Creative Mornings. If you are someone who does design or art or fashion or anything in the creative space, Creative Fridays? Creative Mornings is a national group that has meetings every month, which my friend is someone who runs the Phoenix chapter, and he invited me to go to one that was at Greenwood Brewing. I had a great time. I've since gone to several more, and although it doesn't necessarily exactly hit my job, it definitely gets the synapses going. And I was talking to someone who was their first time, and I said, I'm not really in that space. And she's like, well, you are though.
You are.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I mean, because you're running an organization and you have to wear a lot of different hats, and you have to do different functions, and you have to make connections between things that normally don't connect.
Right.
That creative portion of your job is you overlook it, I'm sure, because it's just a way
it's
of
just
getting
what
things.
you do every day.
And so, one of the, if there were to be more of a guild track at CBC, or it could be folded into, it's sort of entrepreneurial, but like, it's the difference between hiring a specialist or a generalist. And,
Right.
a guild, if they're in a state where a lot of legislation is required and needed, you will find them hiring an executive director who is more of a lobbyist than not. If you have some, you can also have some guilds where maybe they don't think they need a full-time director, and they hire someone more creative on the marketing side, and then that becomes over time. And then that person is desperately trying to catch up on legislative issues, which there's some creativity involved in that too. Spontaneity, again, making connections where they're not. So
Well, I love it. And if anyone wants to join, just do that Googles of Creative Mornings, and you'll find they have 250 chapters in every continent. A gal that was there today, her main chapter was Mumbai.
Wow.
Or Friday, not today. But yeah. So I went to that. And then I was supposed to go to lunch with...
Can I ask you a couple
Jump in
more
there.
questions? What's do they do? Is it just networking? Do they do exercises? Do they do activities to sort of get you going, or are they? I'm sure there's a lot of introductions, and how does that? What's that look
It's
like?
a lot of networking. They have a theme. The worldwide organization has a theme every month. This month was innovation, and one of my favorite quotes was, "ASU is number one in putting innovation on things."
You've mentioned that before, personally. You always talk about the bus.
I never said it as well as it was said in that meeting, and I
Okay.
thought it was awesome. There's a speaker. The speaker this time was someone who is in the AIDA, the American Institute of Designers, and I don't know. I'm not in that space.
Right.
But he has a recycling business where his partner lived in Chicago, and there was a company that went out of business, gave all of their mountain of reams of paper to a place where designers go to get stuff like paint and whatever.
Sure.
So they gave these mounds of paper and they turned it into a notebook. So essentially they have, for dozens of years, put out notebooks that are made from paper donated from companies that no longer need it. Sometimes it's printed with maps. Sometimes it's got patterns on it, generally not typeface, but they turn those into notebooks they specifically go for the creative market.
Right.
Where like you're looking at this paper you're writing on and maybe it sparks something in your brain of, oh, well, look at this. This is cool. And how does it relate to what I'm writing right now?
Sure.
It was very interesting. Revive. It's called Revive paper.
Good. Sounds like something I might want to check out.
The show.
Creative.
And it's based in Phoenix.
When you said Creative Mornings, I was like MOURNI. Ways to get your grief out. You know?
Interesting. Yes, we had a friend whose favorite young puppy went over the Rainbow Bridge today. So
Yeah,
I see
we
where
were
that's
just
coming
talking
from.
about that, and you said Creative Mornings.
That's right. So also we're talking quiet and low voice and deep because there is some illness, and also we're in a retail space. So
Right.
yeah, it's a Phoenix-based company, and they found that supply chains are not very happy with just random sizes of paper being shipped and saying, hey, figure out how to put this through your machine that binds these together or cuts them
Right.
from random sizes into a uniform size to put in this book. It seems like a pretty cool problem to solve.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And
Where
then
were
you-
we? Oh, and then I missed out on my Friday meeting with our friends at Local First AZ because I started feeling not well, and I couldn't really define it other than I felt oogie. And I went home, and I did not take a nap, which is my normal thing. If I feel bad, I go home and I sleep for like 3 hours on the couch. But I didn't. I went home. I went to my bedroom to sit for a little bit, and then I was like, no, I can still get up and work, but something is wrong. And that just kind of followed through the weekend. And then Bonnie got what it would be called the flu, I think.
Right on.
The belly, the head, the everything.
Yeah. No, I was just home cooking, and we decided to go spend the evening over with the Allens at their house. We had some beer, we had some wine, we had some spirits. Probably set me back, and then I woke up and I was just completely congested. But it was all on my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sneezy,
Yeah.
puffy. Now it's kind of moving down into a little bit of a cough. So
I was confused Friday because like Thursday was trivia night and I had 2 beers at trivia. I had 1 beer when I got home, and I was like, this like almost feels like a hangover, but I did not drink that much. Like, what is going on?
yeah.
And yes, it was illness. So now I'm better.
Right on. And then so Saturday though, you did get out. You invited me out. I said, by that time I was like, no, I'm down for the count.
I went to Hop Chowder Day and I was feeling okay, like just stuffy.
Right.
And
Hop Chowder Day was at Goldwater.
At Goldwater in downtown Scottsdale.
Yeah. Well, it was a nice day, sunny.
Oh my God, it was gorgeous. We got a prime shaded seating area in the back.
Yep.
We were there before the live band, before all the real excitement started, but it was bumping. It was very busy. So they have a new marketing person, John Warren, who you may recognize from the industry.
Mm-hmm.
He is now full-time with Goldwater, and he was there, hung out with him a little bit. It was great.
Yeah, I actually saw the announcement, I think at Rebound.
Could be.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah. No, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Send a note. Normally that would show up to me as a Facebook thing.
Right.
But no, and for our breweries out there, those avenues are the way you get ahead of things. And I'm not in that space anymore.
PR
But
marketing.
If you want people to write about it, if you wanted someone to show up, you have to do that format and you have to use those channels, even though they're not local, right? And that's something that a lot of breweries used to do on the regular. And then they might have given up because they were successful anyway, or
Personnel changes.
or those channels got kind of clogged up because there was a lot. I think it's time to
Lean back in.
I think so.
Yeah. There's no downside.
Completely unrelated. I mean, when you see larger industries retracting, cutting back on staff, it's not always a terrible thing for a small business. It's just it could be seen as an opportunity, not just a trend. That if these bigger entities are getting out of this, so maybe I need to not focus on that as well. No, they need a lot more gas to power their machine.
Right.
So, and they're going to be way more conservative when they make a cut. Way more conservative. And I think you see that in these job cuts that we're seeing across the country. It's like, a lot of them were waiting to call some of these numbers, and they're waiting for a signal from somebody else to do it, and then they do it, and they all get creative. They all get cover together when they sort of say, everyone had a bad quarter.
Sure.
But
like everyone's cutting staff because of AI.
Yeah.
But we're just cutting staff because we were overstaffed. But we don't want to say that.
Or we just want to use our numbers for our shareholders, our
As
investors.
quarterly reports go, baby.
If you can't do something on the positive end of the ledger, then unfortunately, if your company is motivated that way, that's one of the prices that you pay. So,
Yeah.
And then they hire back later at greater expense and loss of productivity.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I just went off on a tangent.
No, that is exactly what happens, and it's maddening.
Yeah.
But, hey.
It happens in the beer world too, as we know.
I don't know about the bureau. Do they also do the hiring back part?
They do.
Okay. Huh.
They do. There was a large.
Some examples back in the day.
No,
Not
recently.
too far ago.
Yeah, I don't want to name names. Think about the biggest beer company you know and what they own here and what they did, and some of those people are back.
Huh. Okay. Well, we know that Pabst did some cuts, but those are never really defined. Like they said, managerial cuts, and I don't know exactly what that means, but that happened last week.
Right, and generally, they're already doing less with more, having fewer people manage a larger region, travel a lot, but. It shows up on my radar just because I grew up in Milwaukee and had this long association with Pabst. Yeah, I bet. And I don't know, it was like 5 years ago, they famously fired their social media person for posting something about eating ass. Which
The most viral post they ever had.
Yeah.
Always good times.
as a keenly aware of their new demographic, the demographic. I mean,
Right.
it's not my. Would have been my. I would not have given the go ahead on that either. So it's just whatever. That's a tangent. Now that is officially.
That was a tangent for sure. Went to Hop Chowder Day. Then
So wait. Did they have multiple variants?
They had
hop
4
chowder?
different variants plus original.
Okay.
They had
And were
a-
they all dry hopping experiments or completely different hop mix?
They were all adjuncts.
Mhm. Oh,
So there was a habanero jalapeno.
okay.
There was a mango strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can look it up, but
No, sorry.
yeah, there were different variations,
Uh-huh.
and
Presumably people are listening to this on devices that they can look this up. If they're
that's true.
interested.
That's true.
And some of them, if we said hot chowder variants, you're probably on your way over there to see if there's any scraps left.
That's right.
Uh,
I had Nope because that's their black IPA. I mean, I got a 5-ounce pour of Nope, and then Bonnie and I shared
right. Some of them.
an original hop chowder, chowda,
Mhm.
and they had Shula's seafood there serving
Chowder.
chowda, however you want to say it.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to say it. I like clam chowder.
I do.
I'm not saying I do. I will have a hop chowder from time to time, but as you know, that style isn't really my jam. So
Right. Same. I mean, I did find it very pleasant. It does have enough bitterness to it to make you feel like, okay, I'm drinking a beer, not just a
right.
bubbly, hoppy juice.
I kind of wonder with the sort of amounts put out, and from hearing from people who really enjoy them about the right time to have them, because I guess there's a short window when they have a certain quality, and then there's a hop burn phase and all this other stuff, right? I almost wonder if the affection for it's going to be in the long term is it going to narrow down to a drinking occasion?
And you're
had
talking
this-
about like hazies,
Yes.
New England,
Yeah.
low bitterness
Yeah.
IPAs. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just double checking.
Yeah. So my favorite was X. And invariably, I would guess it's going to be tied to an actual drinking experience and not. I used to have this all the time, and it's been because I would guess that they're also drinking a ton of other hazies.
Yeah.
So, I guess as you get older, that everything gets distilled down to one instance. I really like
True.
that beer. Like,
It's true.
yeah, what? Then you just talk about the circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope I get better by tomorrow. Maybe I'll go check. Maybe I'll go digging up some scraps. There was another thing I pointed to that I don't have any visibility on what happened. I didn't go. But Red House had Cantillon on tap, and they had 4 or 5 other bottle variants for to go.
I didn't know about that. I would have loved to have promoted it on the Guild's site, but
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it did fine.
I'm sure it did fine. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sood Hall.
Yeah, it was at Sood Hall. And speaking of Ren House, they applied for their Cask mark certification, and they obtained it. So they are certified by the body that says you are doing cask ale right. So
Cool.
that puts them in a worldwide class of places, which, their goal was to sort of reintroduce, popularize the cask ale experience. So that's what you do when that's what
Amazing.
you want to do, right?
Yeah, that's very cool.
So, if you get a chance to go over there and touch the sign, if they'll let you.
And that's in Paradise Valley.
That's in PV. Yeah.
I drove by there the other day. I did not go in because parking.
That is the number one issue I hear.
There was no parking in front of Whole Foods. This is the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I could not park within.
Maybe a scooter situation.
Yeah.
Like you park and then you
Uber
scooter.
would be great.
Oh yeah. That's
Like I could Uber from the Whole Foods parking lot. No, I couldn't even park in the parking lot. I'm kidding. I know it's very tough, and I honestly drive by and I feel like the pain of both the people who run there and the people who want to go there.
And the people who work there.
Absolutely.
Because they're encouraged to take the least desirable parking spots. They're required in a lot of cases to park a long ways away.
I don't even know where that would be.
Yeah, I know.
Say there's 300 parking spots in that whole parking lot. Like, they were every one of them full.
Yeah. Well, so as someone who supports walkability and urban person, like, that's not ideal. Although, like, I also feel like you shouldn't have parking restrictions on a business. Like, in general, I don't think, like, if I'm opening a business, I should be required to guarantee some parking spaces. I think that's more about. I think it's a more complicated process than that. Just like when you know, this is what kills a lot of brewery locations. Like, oh, you find a nice building, and for some reason the planets align, and the landlord's actually reasonable, and all this stuff, and then like you get in there and like, oh, you need to upgrade your power, but when you upgrade your power, you have to do all 8 suites. You have to pay for an upgrade for every business in that whole building, whether they want it or not. You know, I'd probably the same thing is with fire suppression and other things. So.
Well, I mean, there are like entertainment districts, like the Chandler Downtown Entertainment District.
Yeah.
You do not have to have parking for businesses built in that area because the city has put in 3 parking garages.
Yeah.
And they say, all right, that's all for everybody, and anyone can open up because we have enough parking for whatever the need be. Whether that's the case or not, that is a specific carve out where.
Right.
I mean, let's not get into urban planning and how crappy America is at parking lots and ruining downtowns. So at least this is a measure to get back to a walkable downtown. And I can ride my bike to downtown Chandler, so that's real freaking nice.
Right. In this case, though, that Paradise Valley location is not necessarily designed for walkability. That is
certainly not.
That is like when you park there, then they're hoping you commit to walking around down there.
And several different stops on your trip.
But, you know, a lot of business owners complain about metered parking and parking in general. And like those are things like you have to compromise on generally. And it's probably the last thing you're looking at when you're looking at a location. But it's very important. And for people who, if you're going to do it in an urban environment, downtown environment. But if you, I have a sort of a question for you. I don't think Phoenix is enforcing their downtown parking very well, or at all.
Oh, you mean the meters?
Yeah. I'm getting cavalier enough where I just tell people, you don't have to. Now, I haven't gone down there as much as I used to, but for quite a while, I just haven't paid for parking.
I know a brewery employee who has parked.
This is in Phoenix.
On Roosevelt Row.
Yeah.
Who has parked for 3 years, never paid, and gotten 1 ticket.
Yeah. Which is going to be a $60 to $80 ticket, I guess.
Yep.
So, but if you,
but if you're just that dude who's going down to have lunch and you get a $60 ticket, I mean, you know it's your fault. There's no one who gets a parking ticket and is like, oh, that's bullshit. They're like, yep, I did that.
Now that they have credit cards that work, because for a while they had the credit cards and like the sun would like kill the glass. You couldn't even read anything on the meter.
Yeah.
So now they have that. There's not a real excuse. They have tap to pay the whole thing. But like, you know, back when that wasn't a thing, like,
when parking meter technology was in the Stone Ages.
Yeah. But the point is, any municipality, they want to have 80% occupied parking. 80% means people are there patronizing business, but if you're coming from afar, you're going to get a spot. If you have free parking and no one ever leaves, then you're going to come from Gilbert, go, I can't go there, there's no parking. Now, That being said, people in Arizona, specifically Phoenix, and maybe the outer burbs are completely soft when it comes to being able to park their goddamn cars.
Oh yeah, like paying for parking is crazy town.
For them, yeah.
Yes, I mean for me, I
It's
carry
$2.
I carry a little bag of quarters in my car because I get out of the car, I pop some quarters in that meter, and I'm good. But that's because I know exactly where I'm going, and I don't think I'm like an average person.
No, yeah, you're not. You're in and out.
I do a little more getting around, but if you can imagine, like $20 to park to go to see a concert, oh my God, $80 to park to go see a baseball game.
Yeah, well, so, yeah, it's more the major league stuff. $100 parking, $80 parking. Yeah, that's nuts. $20 for an event. Presumably, if you're not locked in, like if it's not a thing where it's
That's your only option.
like it's literally a mile to walk into a venue. Yeah, that sucks. But like if you're at any concert downtown, including by the way, if it's at the basketball stadium or the baseball stadium, which you could park and walk. In fact,
Yeah.
you should park and walk and patronize the business on the way in or way
Sure.
out if you can. Like that's not a big deal.
It's
Yeah.
not going to be as close, but it's absolutely walkable. It's like 5 blocks.
I
That's
went to-
kind of the cutoff for Phoenix.
I
It's
went
like, oh my
to-
God, I have to walk 5 blocks. Whoa.
I went to the Rolling Stones a while back, not the last time, the time before. We didn't get out of that parking lot. It was at Glendale.
I went to the Eras
Constant.
tour there, so I am familiar with
It
this.
took us like 3 hours to get out of that parking lot. I should have packed a lunch. And like there were people, especially when they were doing political functions out that way. That I think there was a political candidate that got some heat from flying like literally between Glendale and Phoenix. And the Cardinals got a bunch of bad press about the Bidwells taking a helicopter out of their
Hey,
stadium.
I don't know if you know this, but the Cardinals have not won a home game since Charlie Kirk's memorial.
Oh, jeez.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
I don't know if it I mean, correlation is not causation.
No, I don't. They just are not a good team.
I brought your entire mood down. Sorry, bud.
It's all right.
You didn't want to go there, but here
Yeah,
we go.
no, I don't.
I
want to make this a 2-hour podcast.
I paid for a $75 parking pass at the Eras Tour, and I was out of there in, let's go 45 minutes at the long side.
Yeah.
I think it was more like 30, but it might have been 45. But things were a little weird. So we were just having too much fun in the car to really care how long it took to get out.
Well, I'll say this and then we'll move on, I guess. I paid to valet my own car because I had stick, and the guy said, I can't drive that. So I park it, and then like, I don't know, I would have felt like a dick if I didn't at least tip him. So like, you know what I mean? Like,
Here's $5 for the space. It's fine. I would do the same thing, I think. All right, we're at 26 minutes on this recording.
so I didn't know we were.
I've just looked and I saw it. No, 28.
So we were talking about what?
The weekend, first of all, and then yesterday I did nothing except play with my garden.
I did go to
I went
Phantom
grocery
Fox.
shopping, but
Phantom Fox / Goat and Ram. I had been cooped up all day, and Brenda's like, "You should go out." And like, we should go, and we ended up having I had a beer or two, and a Goat and Ram pizza. They are phasing out 2 of their pizzas, by the way. I don't know what they're going to replace those
things happen.
with.
Nothing lives forever.
The Mesa
man.
Cup pizza is one of them that I would get occasionally. Like, so
Uh-huh.
I got to say goodbye to a pizza that I adore. Hopefully, it'll be a good replacement for something else. There's a lot of toppings in there. I think they might want to pare that back
Probably.
because cost controls, right? And I don't fault them.
Inventory controls, all kinds of things. Yeah.
Anyway, I had a couple beers. I had 2 of their pilsners, fantastic. We talked about with the Wegeners who joined us. They're putting one in on Mill, and then Gilbert as well. You mentioned Gilbert a while back.
Oh, you mean about Phantom Fox's
Yeah.
expansion?
Mm-hmm.
They're expanding their current tap room to include the space next door.
Mm-hmm.
They are opening a tap room at Germain and Val Vista.
Okay. Yep.
And now you're telling me something about Mill Ave.
Yeah, they will have a place on Mill
Yes.
Avenue. Yeah,
Cool.
it's a lot.
I mean, their brewing system is big enough to manage that,
Yeah.
especially since they do very limited out selling, and most of it is just at their place.
Mm-hmm.
That's helpful. But yeah, I think. And you know what's nice is we see so many breweries doing this that then are closing their production brewery
Right.
and trying to transition, like Wilderness, like Pedal House, and all of a sudden
Right.
everything takes longer. Their current brewery has to be closed, and they get in this really tough bind. So with Phantom Fox, they're continuing to brew at the original facility and just bigger, which
Right.
seems like a more workable situation.
Right. And we just mentioned Goldwater, and they have expanded, but their brew house in their brewery is pretty tiny.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised if they're looking for constantly for
they
another-
already have another one.
Oh yeah.
It's at Warner and Gilbert. It's the old Cider Core production place that got zoning commission ruined, but then refurbed, and that's where they're going. Yeah.
Okay.
They're under construction right now.
See, there you go. Because they also have expanded their taproom footprint. So we're heading into the holidays. You have any holiday plans? I think we're going to do some podcasts. I got to talk to you about that. My schedule is now changing because of Brenda's, but we're going to do some podcasts and interviews, shorter things. We're going to see if we can keep this to about 30 minutes.
Sure. Well, tomorrow I'm heading down to Tucson for a meeting with our board of directors, and then we're going to do a happy hour. That's Tuesday. Then
Where is this happy hour?
At Pueblo Vita.
Pablo Vita. Excellent.
Yeah.
Been a while since I've been there.
Then Wednesday I have a quote travel day, I think, but I do have some things set up to do a couple of quick segments for the podcast, including Case at High Tanks Brewing. Look it up if you don't know about it. And then also with Chris at Prison Hill.
So you're going out to Yuma.
And then I'm going to hit Yuma for the A250 Travel and Tourism Committee meeting.
Oh, nice.
They have a whole day set up. The last thing is Weld Like a Girl, where I would learn how to weld. But I have to get back to do trivia because of things around things. So I have to miss that and drive back as fast as I can to get here for trivia on Thursday. But that's...
So you're not girl enough to weld like a girl.
I wish I were, but what I did think is like, hey, look, that sounds super interesting and I want to do that. So I'm sure I can find a class somewhere here in the Valley where I could go do that. It seems awesome.
I think that would be a great thing to find out how they set it up and run it. It'd be a fucking great thing for any women's collaboration to throw that on the top of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe,
And then
maybe little ornaments could be made.
Oh,
Christmas trees.
so cute.
Welded.
Sure.
Whatever.
I mean, it just sounds awesome.
Keychains.
Even if I'm just doing nothing, like it seems cool to learn how it works. And I don't really feel like doing that on YouTube is something that you're going to learn as well as seeing it in your face.
No. For some reason, I just thought about bottle openers. When was the last time you saw a branded bottle opener that was relevant and useful? We don't have.
But we don't use bottles.
I know. And nothing's really replaced it.
They keep sending out the same thing, and like all the swag places are like, get your bottle openers.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to David Fonte's gift guide.
Yeah.
He does a Christmas gift guide, but the idea is to gifts for people that you don't like.
Right. Because it's so cliche sometimes. Wait, I want to bring up one more thing I forgot to mention. It is from David Fonte's, Doug Velke's, you said David Fonte, got my head. Doug Velke's newsletter. Which,
He is
what is
the,
it called? Shit. I mean, I can't even see it. It's up in my email.
He was formerly with Revolution Brewing Company in Chicago. Apparently just does consulting, does a lot of 1 minute
Beer Crunchers.
1 minute podcasts or videos for TikTok
Instagram,
and Instagram. But his name on Instagram is different. It's never, you'll find it if you do Beer Crunchers or Doug Velicky, Velicky.
Veliky.
There you go.
Well,
Anyway,
something he brought up in his newsletter was Sober October and Dry January, and how the numbers of people saying they are going to do that is globally just crashing, and also in America declining very much.
People are saying they're not going to do it this year.
Correct.
Well,
Also, that Gen Z is in fall 2025, 74% of Gen Z respondents say they've drank in the last 6 months, up from 66% in spring of 2023. Maybe that's cherry picking some numbers. I don't know. But it seems like the Gen Z doesn't drink might not actually be true, which we've said forever. It's
Right.
that they're drinking in a different way than we're used to. And then there's millennials who are mostly staying level on drinking, but shifting more to home drinking than to drinking outside the house.
Right.
So that's interesting.
Those are all circle of life things, man.
I mean, and then we also have the rise and fall of NA Bevs. You had one today.
I did. It was Rationale, and I'm familiar with the brand only because David Macon, formerly of Waterstone Walker, has moved over to that industry and is starting to get involved in that company. So I thought I'd give it a shot. I would tell him, I'll tell you, like, it was a very warty affair, and like that's fine. Like there are probably people who prefer that, but as a beer drinker, I don't. As a beer drinker, particularly dry beers, it wasn't really my jam. I finished it. I wouldn't get a second. I might get another one later. Some other
On
time.
occasion, right?
Right, but it doesn't suppress. It doesn't replace beer for me.
Yeah.
It's just a beverage
Mhm.
that I know,
Mhm.
which is great. I know I'm not going to be altered by it. So it does fit a purpose. I want it to be forever available.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Good tasting
Yeah.
NA beers.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't fit in the very low, small class. And it also, to me, it always seems to be ones that are based on an existing beer. So Guinness Zero. To a degree, Heineken Zero. Like if you like that Heineken beer, you will like Heineken Zero. There's no doubt in that.
I like Guinness and I like Heineken. I love Guinness Zero.
And
I will drink that all the time.
And Deschutes Black Butte Porter also has a NA. And those are, if they are both at the place, you can sort of blend them. Or if you're at home, imminently, like, right? And I know you would probably have one of those half empties in your refrigerator.
Yes.
If you're, like, I'll drink it in a
Yes,
couple hours.
I have a half empty in my fridge from last night right now. Cactus
Yeah.
juice from Arizona Wilderness. I
Nice.
drank half of it last night. It
Yeah.
was on my nightstand. And I was like, I'm going to finish this afternoon.
Yeah, I do that.
I
with,
will not. I will throw it out.
I
But
do that with some of the seltzer waters. Like, these are way too carbonated for right now. I'll just let it sit for a while. Anyways, and now we're starting to sound like boomers, but a couple things. There is some Gallup data out there about drinking, and a couple of people that we know and respect have sort of punched holes in it a little bit. And I haven't read the whole thing. But, Jeff Allworth from the Beervana Beer blog, Mike Kellenberg, who works with some out of Wisconsin, doing some consulting for beer. I'll need to look at those, but I think there's also the whole flaw in this is people saying what they're going to do versus what they actually do.
Right.
And that's what gets to the heart of it.
I'm going to go to the gym this year.
Right. I'm going to eat more kale. Because I want you to feel like I'm being healthy. I'm like, I made a decision. I'm going to, you know what I mean? Like, right?
Yeah.
And whether that's true or not, and those sentiments are important because they do shape what you might pick up at a given point. If I say, hey, I'm not going to drink as much, I might.
And it might reflect a larger, overall trend.
Intentions, right? But the other thing is people, and I don't have a grasp of it, is when you say millennials, what does that mean to you? I will tell you, for a lot of people, millennials is forever somebody who's
younger than you.
Yes. Yes, but like specifically jobless, maybe going to college, maybe not, clearly not working as hard as everybody else. That's what they think it means.
Right. But it's
so
really a 45-year-old dude.
Seriously.
I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gen Z. My kids are Gen Z. They work their ass off. They enjoy their party time. They are productive humans in the world. And so when people say like Gen Z does this, it really kind of prickles me because I go, look, I know pretty well what my kids are doing, and yeah, they are drinking less. Period.
I have to look at those. I have to read those articles more closely because I just scanned it. I know they can't remember his name now because I'm an old person, but the economist from NBWA.
Oh yeah, Lester.
Yeah. He's classically saying that you can't read into these generational labels because because he'll cite numbers that within 2 or 3 deviation points, we drink as much as we have since 1970 something, in which there was a weird spike. Well, those people drank a lot more than anyone else for some reason. But Lester Jones, he says it's really just about money and opportunity, and when those people get a little older or they get a lifestyle down, because a lot of these people are in transition, like if you don't know if you're going to college or not, if you
didn't go to college and you're trying to figure out what you're going to do in the future, yeah, for sure,
your expendable cash gets spent differently.
Yeah,
to the extent you have any expendable cash, to the extent also that that it's expendable cash. Like when we bought our first house, I was like dreading. I thought we were going to be so underwater. And then after a few years, like we should have done this years ago.
Yeah,
we would have enjoyed so much more benefit. Anyway, we're over our limit.
We are. It is time to wrap this party up.
All right. So look forward to some shorter format, hopefully, and some guests. And
we'll have some guests coming up soon.
And I'm looking forward to the opportunity where we're cycling people in, and I'm doing a little bit more behind the scenes.
Learn more about Southern Arizona beer coming up soon to a podcast that you love.
Cheers, Andrew. Bauman.
Hey,
Rob.
Sometimes the beer finds you.
This is not a beer podcast. It's a podcast about beer.
Also true.
And coffee.
Creativity is not a talent. It is not a talent. It is a way of operating. You see, when I say a way of operating, what I mean is this. Creativity is not an ability that you either have or do not have. It is, for example, and this may surprise you, absolutely unrelated to IQ. Provided you're intelligent above a certain minimal level, that is. But McKinnon showed in investigating scientists, architects, engineers, and writers that those regarded by their peers as most creative were in no way whatsoever different in IQ from their less creative colleagues. So in what way were they different? Well, McKinnon showed that the most creative had simply acquired a facility for getting themselves into a particular mood, a way of operating, which allowed their natural creativity to function. In fact, McKinnon described this particular facility as an ability to play. Indeed, he described the most creative when in this mood as being childlike, for they were able to play with ideas, to explore them, not for any immediate practical purpose, but just for enjoyment. Play for its own sake.